Thank you so much, Asana, joining us today. Another day, another evening for us to tell another things them when they happen for inside Nigeria. And today I carry plenty story as usual to come your domots. This is Updates with Precious. Always a pleasure to be with you. So very quickly on the news today, I'd like to remind you that today, late NEC chairman, Professor Humphrey Nwosu, has been laid to rest today in his hometown in Ajali. I think Orumba North Local Government area of Anambra State. They don't lay him to rest today. And just as that one they happen, they happen for inside Abuja as Shi'ites now. Shi'ites movement, they say Nigerian Army personnel shoot several of their members for inside Abuja during pro-Palestine solidarity procession. People can say, waiting be this one now. Because heavy gunfire, not be smarting today, for inside the distinct area of Abuja today. No be small wahala today for inside Wusi to Abuja. People can say, what is going on here? And then moving on, police ban Salah Juba celebration in Kano. That one also, the article also condemned killing of northern travelers in Edo, demand justice. And the US imports over 2 million barrels of jet fuel from Dangote refinery. That was day. And he did this exclusive story by Sahara reporters. Yet another sexual scandal. As a businesswoman has accused Tinubu's minister, David Umahi, of withholding 200 million naira of her payment for a campaign contract she did in 2014 because she refused his sexual advances. That one. Safety. Well, these and other issues we'll be unlocking today on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And joining me for the studio today, our barrister and Mr. Prince Francis Chilaka. Prince Francis, thank you so much for joining me. Sincere apologies. In spite of your health condition, you still make out time to join me. Please forgive me for dragging you out of your sick bed. Forgive me, sir. Thank you very much. And then Barrister Sim Adams is with us too this evening. Barrister Sim, thank you so much for joining us. Good evening and welcome. Okay, so let's get started. I'm sure Barrister Sim will respond to us later. So let's start with the Humphrey Nwosu issue. Today, late NEC Commissioner Humphrey Nwosu was laid to rest. The remains of the late chairman of the NEC Electoral Commission, that is the National Electoral Commission, now the independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Humphrey Nwosu, have been buried in his hometown, Ajali, in Orumba North Local Government area of Anambra State. Now, Nwosu annulled by former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida, served as NEC chairman from 1989 to 1993. And he was buried today, Friday, amid encomium from governors and other notable dignitaries. As a matter of fact, earlier today, we hear say about 5 Southeast governors then don't waka go meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu say, no, this is bad. There is need to immortalize late Humphrey Nwosu. And I hope that the president will hear them. In fact, reading about that now, now this comes as the former Archbishop of Enugu Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, criticized Senator Oshiomhole and the entire Senate for accusing the late Nwosu of annulling the June 12, 1993 presidential election in the country. Now, the Governor of Anambra State, Prof Chukwuma Soludo, and the Minister of Works, Engr Dave Umahi, who represented President Bola Tinubu at the funeral, also spoke a lot about him. But Prince Francis Chilakasa, make we enter inside this matter. Why you think, say, all of a sudden people begin to raise this controversy about immortalizing late Professor Humphrey? Way, by the way, they buried today.
Honestly, it is painful. It is sad that we don't have history in this country. We only take the part of history that we think favors us at a particular time, and we lose the entire essence of why history is very important. If you follow the June 12th annulment of June 12th, you'll find out that Humphrey Nwosu, to start with, us late Humphrey Nwosu conducted the most fierce and what I would call the most fierce and accurate election in the history of Nigeria. Don't forget that it was at that time we also had the option A4, where, you know, people had confidence in the electoral body. You know, I need to say this. A lot of people are pretending today not to know that as at the time Humphrey Nwosu conducted his election, we were under a military rule. And knowing what military rule is all about, it will be very insensitive for anyone to accuse him of being the one that annulled the election. He had no power to annul the election. The election was annulled by IBB, who was in power at that time. But unfortunately, like I said, we forget a lot, and we don't give accolade to whom accolade is meant for. You know, so for me, I feel it is really, really unfair. And I don't want to follow the line of people who are saying, oh, because Humphrey Nwosu is from the Southeast. But we have noticed that over time, you know, anybody from the Southeast has never been seen as have done anything good in this country called Nigeria. We have always been looked down upon. We have always been denied what we're meant to have. And, you know, I find it really insulting, honestly, when I listen to some of the rantings of our senators on the floor of the Senate. And I ask myself, those today who are parading themselves as the architects, as the star boys of democracy, these are people who ran away when the kitchen became too hot. They ran away for safety. So they followed the first law in the jungle, self-preservation. And then you wanted Humphrey Nwosu to put his head on the platter and be killed. So maybe if he was killed during that June 12, maybe that's when people will recognize his efforts. Yet, the other day, the former head of state, Babangida, launched a book, and all the people who believed in democracy, all those who believed that they fought for democracy were there, cheering him up, donating money. Is that not the height of hypocrisy? It's the height of it. A man who announced the election, you are praising him. But the man who stood his ground to say, no, I will not allow this thing to go, you are demonizing him. What kind of a country are we running? What kind of people do we have as leaders in this country? So some of these things are so shameful that you don't even want to talk about them. You don't want to talk about them. So those who ran away and then came back after military rule have become the stars of democracy. They have become the lights of democracy. Is that not hypocrisy? Is that not shameful? Does it not tell the fact that we enjoy lying to ourselves and deceiving ourselves in this country? Honestly speaking, it is really, really sad. If anybody should actually be honored when it comes to the issue of June 12, it should be Humphrey Nwosu. It should be Humphrey Nwosu. But then,
okay,
like I said, the Igbo man on one hand. Two, we know what's happening. Marginalization in Nigeria can never stop.
All right. So I did the interview I played earlier yesterday when I've been doing live earlier today. An excerpt from an interview where in been do where in talk inside that interview say one of the things we make it hard them to even conduct election now while the election results being to call results, because one of the things that Adam Oshiomhole hold against them and say why not announce the results, that he would have been heroic, been referred to much more of a hero if he had announced the results in spite of the odds against him. Saying that one for make a hero, way for make a more deserving of giving or immortalizing him. But then the man says something that he was even summoned by the military junta at that time. And that remember that I didn't even get to know this. I got to find out from that interview with him that at that time there was even a court judgment that had stopped him from conducting the election in the first place. So that means he even go against the court judgment, conducts the election. For him to even go ahead to conduct the election, even though there was a court judgment telling him not to conduct that election, was that not even heroic enough? That's on the one hand. And then considering that he was dealing with military guys that are brutal, and we know how brutal they can be, should he have, just like you said, laid his life before people go no say do the right thing? Because understand that today we get a stadium for inside Kano State who will name over Abacha, with all the things we will say Abacha do, and all the looting ways we say he loot. We'll have a Sani Abacha Stadium. We'll have other things, even streets named after him. That's immortalization. Same with Baba.
Precious.
Like, sir.
Precious. Your president, your current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was one of those who fled this country in the heat of June 12th.
Yes.
But today, he's the star boy of June 12th. He's a beneficiary of June 12th. He's actually becoming the guiding light of the struggle for democracy. Now, talking about immortalization, the Southeast governors, how many of them have immortalized Humphrey Nwosu? How many of them? When the former governor of Imo State, Rochas, was building statues here and there, did he build one for Humphrey Nwosu? Did he build one? You see, each time we come on and we say, we want the federal government to do this, the federal government is not doing this, I ask myself, what are the leaders of the Southeast doing? Why are they not setting the example first? Why is it that they have not set the example and say, okay, federal, this is what we have done so far. Come and do your own part.
Now, make this one where you don't talk about example. Now, make I tell you what Soludo talk today. When Southeast governors don't resolve, say they will go meet Tinubu to immortalize them. He say, he talk something. He say something. He say, what's that thing when he talk again? He talk say, the president has, okay, you see what he said, that as Igbo people, we must learn to change our style and devise a style of dialogue to get what we need from the government at the center through dialogue, because fighting and attacks cannot get it for us. Now, for them in Anambra State, the old Agwata Union, made up of 45 communities in the 3 local government areas, we shall honor and celebrate our son. Now, we're saying it talk. Then, so after the funeral, the Southeast governors would also meet with the president over the national honor of our brother, and we're sure that he will grant us that request. So do you believe that the reason why the Igbos have not been getting what they want from governments, past administrations and presence in the center, is because they've not been using proper dialogue and they've been going through attacks? And
see, that is hogwash. Soludo is just talking rubbish. He is talking absolutely rubbish. See, I'm ashamed of the governors we have in the Southeast right now. I'm ashamed of every one of them, including the leaders. What do you mean that dialogue and all of that? What are you doing? First of all, what have you done in the Southeast that will encourage the federal government to step in? You heard when roads were bad in Lagos, the Lagos State government then took it upon themselves and fixed federal roads and sent their bill. Fashola did that. He sent the bill of the road they fixed for federal government to the federal government, and eventually they were paid. So why is it that our governors in the Southeast, they're always talking as if they are captured? Do any governor in the Southeast need permission from the federal government to name an institution after Humphrey Nwosu? Do any of them? So why have they not done that before now? The issue of his immortalization that is going on in the National Assembly, is it at this point in time this thing should be coming up? Why has it not come up since, even when the man was alive? Why did your Senator Abadibe not see the need to start the campaign for his immortalization while he was alive? So please let us stop this attitude of claiming to be victims when we really are not victims. The Igbo race should stop. Please, the Igbo leaders, they should stop. They should stop disgracing themselves and disgracing the people. They should be able to stand their grounds and speak truth to power, speak to themselves.
So in a nutshell, you do not
for me,
believe
anybody coming to tell me they need to go and meet president to do this, no, they have their own institutions in the Southeast, owned by the Southeasterners, controlled by the state governors. Why have they not thought it wise to immortalize him before now? So please, I really don't understand when the Southeasterners begin to claim marginalization. Meanwhile, their own leaders in the Southeast are in the forefront of marginalizing them.
Wow, how do you mean? I beg your perspective.
How do I mean?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you how I mean. How I mean is that what developmental strands do you have in the Southeast? In Imo State, in Anambra State, tell me one. Show me. I've been singing and shouting and crying. Why are they not coming together as governors of the Southeast to build to have a train network in the entire Southeast? Why? So what do they use their allocation every month to do? Embezzle it? Or what? What will it cost each of the state governors to start a project of ensuring that their states are, there's a train network around the states linking to the next state?
Okay. All right, sir. So let's quickly move to other conversations before we get to what happened in Edo State, where Atiku Abubakar Kwankwaso, the president, and everybody has complained now, including the governor of the state, Monde Pueblo. And they don't detox, so they make sure say then investigate what make them kill in these people, them wouldn't kill. But Moko first enter inside the one way happened today for inside Shi'ites, as the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, IMN, has reacted to the brutal assault of its members by the Nigerian Army in Abuja, accusing the Nigerian Army or Nigerian government particularly of injuring several members who were part of a procession showing solidarity with the oppressed people of Palestine. That is, then come protest to show solidarity with the oppressed people of Palestine by Israel. So now they see Nigerian Army begin shoot them, and there was a heavy gunshot. I wish I can play some of those footage. They're quite gory, very heavy gunshots. But I would like to take your reaction before I continue with them, because it's raised a lot of controversies. People, they say, first of all, how do you react to what's happening in Palestine? Have you protested for the hardship you're facing in your country to start with? Waiting concern Palestine, concern with you, and they go through. But let me take your reaction first, sir.
My worry and why I find it difficult with this, what I call senseless protest by the Shi'ites, is that the Shi'ites are not learning. They don't want to learn. The Shi'ites do not realize that they are treated the same way IPOB is being treated in Nigeria. So anything that has to do with Shi'ites is treated with heavy force. But come to think about it, people in Nigeria are dying of hunger. People in Nigeria are dying of starvation. People in Nigeria are talking about bad governance. The Shiites have not come to protest against that. The Shiites have not come out to say, the things that are happening in this country today, the insecurity, the killings and kidnappings by headers, by bandits, by Boko Haram, they don't come out to talk about it. They're talking about Palestine, saying that they're the ones suffering. They have not removed the log in their own eyes before removing the speck in some other person's eyes. Why are they so hypocritical? Why is it that their leaders keep pushing them out for them to be slaughtered? So for me, this whole thing is totally unacceptable. It is totally senseless. It doesn't add value to Nigeria at all. Nigeria is having our own share of the same problem that the Palestinians are having. Hunger, intimidation, harassment, high-headedness by government, bad governance, corruption, embezzlement. Why are the Shiites not talking about it? So the Shiites they are more Palestinians than the Palestinians themselves. And that's a problem. When people have allowed religion, to turn them into something else. So, honestly, this is not something, it's not something we should be debating. It's not something we should be talking about. I just believe that it's just, people coming out to say they want to go on suicide mission. That's what they have done.
But is it fair that the Nigerian military, is it fair that the Nigerian military will shoot at people who are protesting, irrespective of the reason why they're protesting? Because that's the bone of contention.
When you call it bone of contention, the young boys that have been killed in the southeast, the people that have been tagged IPOB in the southeast have been, massacred and killed. What do you make of them? What do you make of them? So you have an army, you have a military system that has forgotten their core responsibility. It is not the responsibility of the military to curb protests. It is not.
So why is the military there?
The military is meant to curb external aggression, but it's because of the incompetence of those who are in charge. At every small thing, you call out the military. Elections, you call out the military. Boundary, you call out the military. Look at how they're killing our military men in Borno and Niger State and all of that. Why are they not there? Why are they not copying those ones? The military need to understand that it is not their responsibility to curb any form of protest. And that is why you have the police.
So who sends them there? That's
whoever called out the military should be held responsible. And this is the high-handedness we're talking about in this country. In a country where you can no longer talk freely, you can no longer move freely, the government of the day that came into power in 2015 on the grounds of protest, today refuses anybody from protesting. They are behaving typically like the man who cuts people's head that will never allow you to take knife behind his head. So this government needs to relax. This government needs to be more empathic, be more humane, be more friendly to the Nigerian people. I can assure you, with all that is playing out in Nigeria, Nigeria is sitting on a cake of gunpowder. And we only pretend to ourselves if we don't see the danger that lurks in, at the end. We are pretending, but there is danger in front. And that danger can only be curbed by governments, sincerity, empathy, love, and openness. Embrace the people. If they were doing a peaceful protest, there was no need to call out the army on them. There was no need. So it is completely senseless and unacceptable. At the end of the day, who will be held responsible?
That's the question. Who is to be held responsible?
Nobody.
Lives,
because our leaders don't even value the lives of the people.
One or two people may have lost their lives. Some may have also gotten injured. So who takes responsibility? That's the
Your leaders don't value. What is the value of a Nigerian life? Let us start from there. If we had value for our lives, you will not call out the military. You see when they do protests in other countries, you see the police, guarding the people, directing them, and all of that. But in Nigeria, no. The moment they hear protests, everybody is armed to the teeth. Kill them, kill them, kill them. That's the only thing they hear. It's really sad that, in a democratic government that we are having all these kind of problems. We're not in a military rule, but it looks like we're under military siege. It is really, really sad.
All right, so let's even take...
democracy is becoming something else in Nigeria.
So let's take a footage of the protest and then a subsequent footage of the shooting or shootout with the military. Let's just take a watch and see.
Where they knock this man?
All right, so that was the incident today. You can hear the gunshot and all of those, and a lot of worry Nigerians get now for all the worry and security issues we'll get for our country. Now, people with the protest, now in the military, suppose they're concerned about for them to go begin waste their bullets. Then what would they waste money for on top? If their protests, that's something we be saying do innocently. I make a take a response, and I just like to quickly also dropping that there has been rumors speaking the round that the Minister of FCT is some wiki collapse and faint because he did diagnosed of excessive alcohol. I just put a call across right now to Wiki's men, and they have said that no such thing happened. And besides, in fact, they even asked me, say if they say it happened, make I bring evidence of footages where he faint and where he collapsed. That's what they're asking for and requesting for. They said it didn't happen. His men are denying it, but I'll keep in touch, and if I get any evidence on that, I'll let people know. So let me quickly take your response, right, Prince Francis, before I move to.
No, you know the thing with the gunshots, with the military coming out, they'll tell you they want to prevent the breakdown of law and order. But like I said, I'll keep repeating and I'll keep saying it. It is not the duty of military to curb protest. The military should not actually come out whenever there is a protest. And that is why each time you see the military, people accuse them of so many things. You know, look at, if you remember what happened during the NSAS when the military came out, you know, and people are claiming that the military came out and killed people in Lekki. But the military has, initially denied it, but eventually owned up to it. So I don't know why the military keeps putting themselves in bad light in this country. Those who are in charge of the military should be able to know at what point in time the military should be asked to come out. So, honestly, the things happening in Nigeria these days is scary. Everybody is scary. It is really, really scary.
Now, speaking about scary things that happen for inside Nigeria, as I speak to you right now, for inside Edo State, apprehension and agitation day now because of the way they use kill some men, where they talk, say they be local hunters of maybe Hausa Fulani extraction, where they kill, then call them, say, then be, then talk, say, then be, kidnappers. Now, the real fact is that kidnappers have been disturbing them in that part of the town or that part of town, and at the end of the day they apprehended these people, and I cannot play that video because I don't think any human being is supposed to die like that. So they apprehended them, and of course na jungle justice now they give them, and because of YouTube policies and all that, I can't play those footages here, but they're really very gruesome and very worrisome. So a lot of people don't come condemn Atiku Abubakar former president, prominent political figures, Atiku Abubakar, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, don't strongly condemn the killing of these 16 northern travelers from inside Uromi for Delta State, calling for a thorough investigation and swift justice, make it happen quickly. Now, the victim, mostly Hausa Fulani hunters, were reportedly traveling from Port Harcourt to Kano for Salah or Salah celebration when they were attacked by a mob and falsely accused of kidnapping, and then they killed them. The president himself too don't quickly make a comment to condemn and to, as a matter of fact, President Bola Tinubu today don't condemn the murder of traveling hunters intercepted by local vigilantes in the Uromi community of Eshan or Esan North Local Government Area of Delta, Edo State rather. According to the statement by Bayo Nanoga, Speaker Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, the President, who expressed shock at the dastardly act on Thursday, directed police and other security agencies to conduct swift and thorough investigations and punish the suspected culprits as soon as possible. Now, the governor of the state too don't also react or condemn and say they must investigate and get quick resolution to this problem instead immediately. Now, these were hunters, according to the statement, where they're from north, Port Harcourt, they go north for Salah celebration, and they apprehend them and kill them. Right? Well, make I take your response before I ask other questions, because it seems they raise a lot of controversies. But let me take your reaction first, sir.
Well, my heart goes out to the families of those who have died and those who have been brutally killed. But you see, this whole thing points to the fact that insecurity in the land has become a menace. It's something that by now we had expected that rather than declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, the federal government should have declared a state of emergency in some areas, some sectors, such as security, such as food, such as housing and education. So it is sad, but this is what Nigeria is becoming daily. This is what Nigeria is becoming daily. And that is what, some of us are saying, we need to, I don't believe in profiling an ethnic group. No. But you see, the problem is becoming something that even the government cannot manage. Because now people of other tribes are apprehensive of anybody bearing that tag, Fulani, yes, because of the Fulani herdsmen. So people are becoming apprehensive. People are no longer friendly as they used to be. Nigerians are no longer friendly to one another. Nigerians are no longer friendly to one another. So as much as you want to blame the people, but the larger portion of the blame goes to the federal government that has not been able to curb insecurity in the land. They have not been able to curb insecurity in the land. So it's sad, honestly speaking. It is sad that we're living in a country where you cannot drive freely to where you're going without being harassed either by security men, by indigenes, by herdsmen, by kidnappers. So the whole system is going crazy. And that is where the problem really is. So we need to find a way around it. And the way around it is that government needs to be very, very intentional about this issue of cattle realize. We need to be intentional, and then government should make a law making ranching compulsory. Anybody that has a cow, that wants to do a cow business in any state, go and rent a land or buy a land and build your ranch and ranch your cows. So for me, if we have ranches all over the place owned by the owners of these cows, I am telling you, we would have taken care of 40 to 50% of the insecurity. But if you don't do that, you keep having all these problems coming up here and there because people are getting apprehensive. People are getting worried. People are beginning to distrust one another. So government has a bigger role to play in curbing things like this. If government does the right thing, I am telling you, a lot of things that are going on in the country will not go on.
Thank you. So that this thing when you talk now, waiting the thing can remind me of, because if you remember now you tell me the story of person where be say they kidnapped somewhere around Lagos State, where be say now for Shagamu Forest, now be say then carry the person enter and say the guy as he managed pay ransom come out, he can't talk say the people then were kidnapped and say now mostly Fulani herdsmen youth. Say na youth then be, and say na very young people then. Now you tell me that story. And then other people too where don't face kidnapping. In fact, the president, I mean the youth president of Afenifere where they kidnap also attest to the same thing. Say, in fact, say these Fulani people, they say they get different camps around different areas. Even them 20 something about 27 camps littered around the southwestern forest. And
50 something, please.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. So if this not true, see now the question now be say, see the swift reaction where be say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu give, as he use quickly give notice, say make them attend to the team quick, make them find out their killers. All northern people, northern youth, so northern leaders, all of them don't give quick action, but no vex. So all the why where these people then where they point at the fact saying that Fulani people they kill people for Oshiomhole State, where be the southwest state of Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm not sure say I hear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu give statement say may they apprehend the Fulani herdsmen the way they say they kill people for their farms. And then when they happen for inside the Enugu state, when Enugu people then they cry, say they kill them. Police even disperse them, chase them away. So why did they protest? Say they kill them. So why EB say this? This is not supporting jungle justice. Please, it is bad and gruesome for anybody, especially innocent, to be killed unnecessarily. It is very bad. But then how can government not be balanced in their findings and their judgments? This now waiting a lot of people they talk. Why government need a day equitable for waiting they do? Why EB say if something happened where they pointed at saying that these people do them, government will keep quiet. But if something happened against those people, immediately government will take action. Why is it like that? Because this is the reason why Nigerians are complaining. They say the reason why make these town people then they agitated, what make them think say these people, these particular people waiting and conduct jungle justice on now, say that them be the kidnappers, and because say Fulani herdsmen kidnappers, not they let them rest on that area that they've been disturbing them. And this will not be only them don't talk am. I don't tell you how many people they don't kidnap now. We don't attest to the fact, say, they're all over the forest of the south. So why EB say people don't talk all these ones? And yet, they not, the government not even give any ultimatum, say, come ball our forest, fish out all these people from our forest, do something about it. Let them stop raping women in their farms as they complain. Let them stop killing people in their farms. Why government, Benue State is another place where they complain. But this one, now instantly, see the swift reaction where government give about it. It is fair to the people where these people don't kill their people and maim, rape, and kill their
Let me interject here. Yes, you've said wonderful things. You have valued arguments, but you should also be asking yourself, why would a government that believes in securing the lives and properties of its own people be accommodating, be encouraging what I call total madness? How can you as a government tell me that you are how do I put it now? You are reintegrating those who have been responsible. I don't want to use that is a military term to confuse Nigerians.
Oh wow.
How can you be reintegrating people who have killed other people, who have maimed other people, who have raped people, who have chased people away from their ancestral homes, making them now live in IDP camps? So how can you reintegrate them into the same society? It does not add up. This is where the problem is. And that's why I said that the government is not intentional in the way they want to handle this insecurity. I mean, in the last few weeks, the social media has been above with, the young man that was sentenced to death by the Supreme Court for defending himself because he killed somebody referred to as
Fulani headsman, where one kill him, where he
wanted to kill
they
him.
collect knife and kill him. God say, why you go collect the knife, kill him? As he collect the knife, he supposed run. But meanwhile, these same people have had history of killing people in their farms. And then you tell them to kill him. If you leave him, you run.
There's something fundamentally wrong. And I'll say this to Atiku Abubakar. You know, there are a lot of things you join in, and I agree with you, but you must also speak out, you know, against the Supreme Court ruling. If you want to balance the fact that you want justice for these 16 hunters as claimed that were killed, you must also speak out for the young man that was killed or that killed somebody in defense of himself. So let us have a balanced request, not one-sided. And you know, I keep saying it is time the northern leaders need to come together and address this whole issue of Fulani herdsmen. They should address it holistically. The people you see in the bush as herdsmen are not the owners of these cows. They are employed to take out these cows out for feeding and all of that. Why is it that the owners of these cows are not seeing the need or seeing the danger of what they are doing? And why is it that government is keeping quiet and keeping mute? Why is it that government is scared of saying, look, we cannot tolerate these cows moving around the way they are moving? Why is government not doing that? Sometimes I ask myself, how will government feel if tomorrow all the people selling spare parts at Ladipo decide to block the road, or decide to start breaking people's windscreens, or start, you know, fighting people passing that route because they feel that that is the area they are doing their business? But you see how coordinated they are. They rented shops, they have their shops, they're inside their shops doing their business, not disturbing anybody. Why can't we do the same thing with cows? Why is it that we value cows more in Nigeria than human beings? We need to begin to talk to ourselves as people. We need to find a solution to our problem, a local solution to our problem. And that local solution to our problem is that people need to be sincere with one another. We need to respect each other's rights. We need to respect humanity. And our leaders need to have the courage to say the truth. No matter how painful that truth is, say it, do it. I've been hearing so much grammar, so much going on in the National Assembly over Humphrey Nwosu, over Natasha and Papi and all of that. But nobody is talking about the menace of herdsmen. Nobody has come out to say, let us make a law that makes it, you know, illegal for anybody to move a cow from one point to another. But nobody's doing that.
It looks like that discussion is a very sacred discussion. Everybody, they avoid them. Everybody just avoid anything we get to do with herdsmen and talking about their matter. Why they like that?
That is the way they avoid. That is the way they avoid talking about anything that has to do with IPOB in the National Assembly. That is the same way. It's all about pretense. Pretending that all is well, but all is not well. All is not well. The solution to a problem is, first of all, to identify the problem. And when it comes to, you know, herders and farmers clash, we have identified the problem. And as we identify the problem, we know the solution. So why is it that the political will to implement that solution is lacking? Why? We've been talking about creation of state. We've been saying the Southeast needs one more state. They've been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then suddenly you hear that somebody was, they were asking for 50-something or 60-something states. Aside of that, you now hear that I think it's past second reading, the conversion of LCDAs in Lagos into local government.
Into states, yes, to local government.
So you now see the insincerity in governance. But nobody sees the cry of the Southeast saying, in terms of state, in terms of local government, in terms of representation at the federal level, we are being marginalized. Nobody is saying that. Well, I think it was yesterday or so, they said Boko Haram yes, overran a military camp, killed soldiers, killed people and all of that. But have you seen the soldiers deploying their men to those communities to go and flush people out, to go and arrest people? No. If it happens in the Southeast, they will mobilize all the military men to go and search and begin to hunt youths and all of that. So this whole issue of insincerity in governance is a bit of our problem.
In fact, say this way they talk now. They, unique to the Southeast alone. Yesterday, I play a footage of an Ijo youth where they complain, talk, say, why EB say anything we get to do with them, the Ijo people. If EB say the military get problem with Ijo, then go come, clear their community, burn, raise them down. And if you remember the issue, not true in talk. Remember the Okwama master the issue too, not true in talk. So, but why is it that the same military need to use the same hand for other parts of the country when things like that happen? Because the time where Okwama issue happened, not long after that, the same killing of military, even high-ranking military officers, happened for Borono, happened for Wada Zamfara and other areas. But the same treatment where they also give for Okwama, they don't give them for those areas. And why is it like that? And is this not something that a southern president should be talking about and looking at how he can, be equitable in terms of giving orders and requesting for justice?
Well, you asked a pertinent question, but the question is, when you have a system where the moment somebody gets elected, you're thinking about the next election, you find out that there's little you can really do. And like I keep saying, we need to look at this obnoxious constitution, this obnoxious document we call constitution. We need to look at it. For us to have a clear-cut leadership in Nigeria, we need to have a balance. We need to have all the federating units, whether you call them minority, whether you call them majority. Let it be that if we say we're going to run with 6 geopolitical zones, let the 6 geopolitical zones have the same number of states, local governments, senators, honorable members in the federal level. Without this, you can never have, you can never move forward. You can never move forward. So a system where those who have just become governors, who have become president, they're thinking of the next election, it's the problem. It's a problem. And then the cost of governance, the cost of running an election in Nigeria is another problem. And that is why you see people going to borrow money to run elections. Because they know that once they win, they'll spend the next 4 years recouping the money they invested and making profit on it and preparing themselves for the next election. See, Precious, let me tell you something now. If today they pass a law and say that every senator, every honorable member, Mr. President, Mr. Minister, everybody will earn according to the new minimum wage, a lot of people will not go into politics. And that's the truth. A lot of people will not go into politics. But today, you have people going into politics because of the largesse that comes with that office. That is why when you see somebody elected as a councillor, give him few weeks, few months, he changes his cars, he has fleet of cars, he begins to buy property here and there. It's because of the largesse attached to that office. But if it is such that you know that you cannot really earn more than a civil servant, you are in the same level with a civil servant, precious, go and write it down. A lot of people parading themselves as politicians today will go and find something to it.
Thank you so much, Prince Francis Chilaka. I appreciate you. That one, I like. You know, say once you don't make politics unattractive, people go rush, then go wrong, come off for there. It will not be sweet again. It will not be sweet enough again, you know, for them to jump in on. All right, so we hear that Dangote will be giving fuel. In fact, the US is importing fuel now from Dangote, over 2 million barrels of jet E fuel, none of the import from Dangote. Meanwhile, our people don't tell us for here, say, oh, by the way, importers, that fuel will soon be expensive because landing price already don't reach 188 the 888 naira thereabout. So that means that we may start buying fuel again for 1,000 naira. And if we begin buying fuel for 1,000 naira again, what will happen to patronizing Dangote? That's just because Dangote is saying that if an NPC has stopped crude for sale for naira for me, then me itself I go stop to sell to marketers for naira, make sell for dollars, so that I'm not going to shoot myself for leg. What is this over dependent of buying importing fuel? That is a real problem that we have in this country. When it be saying now, the one we will get now, Dangote now don't export to other countries. What is going on? Because at the end of the day, we know say everything we concern or affects the pricing and availability of fuel, they ultimately affect the entire country. And I mean, affects the standard of living of Nigerians. So how do we stop that? How do we have a president who would not have a listening ear enough to say, you know what, no matter what I stand to gain or what my cronies will stand to gain, we could just stop importation for now. See, the economy is stabilized enough. Because of
which economy? Which economy is stabilizing? Be careful. Precious, be very, very careful. Be very, very careful.
Sorry, sir.
So when you're talking about Dangote, everybody's focusing on Dangote. What is happening with NNPCL? What is happening with the Port Harcourt refinery? What is happening? Why are we focusing on Dangote? Is a private business entity. Why are we behaving as if the Dangote refinery is a federal government refinery? Are we not ashamed? Are our leaders not ashamed? I don't think anybody should be talking about Dangote. If Dangote had an agreement with the federal government to say, we'll give you crude oil in naira, and wake up tomorrow, they want to break that promise, then you expect that Dangote will go out and search for crude oil wherever they can get it. So I was even expecting that, you know, since they said the Port Harcourt refinery is working and all of that, I was expecting that they will be the ones bringing down the price, you know, creating serious competition in the market. But rather than that, it is Dangote that is creating the competition for them. So when we keep talking about Dangote, nobody's talking about NNPCL anymore. All the drama, all the understanding that the refineries are working, everybody seems to have forgotten. So we should focus where the problem is. The problem is what is happening to our own refineries. Are they working? If they are working, why are they not able to produce enough for Nigerians? If you remember, Dangote, from their own calculation, I think they say we are consuming about, is it 33 million liters or whatever in Nigeria daily. Now that they're talking of importation, they're talking about 100 and something. So please see. When, like I said, when the president said subsidy is gone, those who believed in it shot themselves in the leg. Because all the promises that President Ahmed Tinubu made on the 29th of May 2023, he has not kept to any. He said subsidy is gone. He said those who have been benefiting from subsidy will be punished. How many of them have been punished? He said because of subsidy is gone, we will not be importing PMS, but we're still importing. People are understanding that they must import. Why? So it is an act of insincerity on the part of government. So please, I would want to appeal to Nigerians. Let us stop, maligning, criticizing Dangote refinery. No, Let us focus our attention on the NNPCL. That is our own indigenous refineries. It is NNPCL that should cater for the needs of the Nigerian people and not Dangote refinery. Whatever Dangote refinery is doing is meant to augment what the NNPCL is doing. But as it is now, it is NNPCL that is augmenting Dangote refinery, which is totally unacceptable. So when we're talking about, this whole issue about NNPCL refining, price of oil, price of that, there are people who are benefiting from the importation. And these people are the cartel Dangote talked about, the mafia he talked about. And these mafias are bent on holding everybody to ransom. And government does not have the political will to decimate them.
All right, so there's something very interesting I'd like us to talk about. First of all, this exclusive about David Umahi sexually accusing someone. Let's talk about it. Then let's also talk about Natasha's case, because Natasha's husband don't vex. Now, don't talk, say Senator Mweboy, say go take legal action against them. Make you come prove to them where he be say in wife threaten and make him marry him before he marry him. Say he go take up legal action against them. That waiting just come out. But this exclusive has it that so in an exclusive interview with Sahara reporters today, Friday morning, one Ohiri alleged that Umahi deliberately withheld the payment of her job because she rejected his sexual advances. So now, here is it. Nigerian businesswoman Tracinetha Nicholas Uhiri has accused the Minister of Works and former Governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, of refusing to pay her the sum of 200 million naira for promotional items she supplied for his 2014 governorship campaign. 2014, long. In an exclusive interview with Sahara reporters, that's where she stated this. Now, according to her, Umahi assured her that she would be paid after he won the election. Still, when she started demanding her money, he allegedly attempted to turn their business relationship into a personal affair. Like, how far now? Give me some sugar, kind of thing. So she alleged that Umahi became angry after she repeatedly rejected his sexual advances and stopped answering calls from her. Now, in an interview, she said, when I supplied him with the goods, he told me that he did not have money, but that I should not worry. As soon as he finished contesting for the governorship election and won, he would repay me. That's what he promised me. At the time I was supplying those goods, he even told me that he had gone to see the then president, Goodluck Jonathan, to request for some money because, he was under PDP then for his election, and that I should be patient. Now, when he won the election and became governor, I started asking him for my money, and he began asking me out. I gave him about a year and 8 months after the election before I started asking him for the money. So anytime I asked him for the payment, he would say, no problem, I'm going to pay you. So he would now tell me that, but what about the things that he has been discussing with me? I said, no, I'm not, I'm a born again Christian. I don't want that kind of thing. I don't want to be involved, sir. That's what I'll tell him. Then he says,
Precious, please stop. There's no evidence.
Make her finish the gist now.
I have no evidence. There's no evidence.
Make her be the way make barrister thing come here, come tell us how person will be said the accused person of sexual harassment go use bring evidence. Because this woman now, it be like say she gets messages, text messages and stuffs between she and Umahi. She don't carry her full chest now, come up paper now, they talk. In fact, make her give you the gist finish because it go good, make her talk and finish. And she says, when he mentioned it to me twice, he took offense and said, do you know that since I was born, no woman has said no to me before? I said, I don't
Since I was born. Since I was born.
So she said,
Nigeria is on the precipice. Since I was born. Our leaders are showing themselves. Since I was born.
Serious, please. So, and she said, I don't know about that, but I cannot have anything to do with you, sir. I want you to be purely on business. The next thing he did was block me. So when I tried to reach him again, he started saying that I insulted him. He said that one day he would make me pay for the insult. And that was how he stopped taking my calls. Till today, since 2015. That's what the businesswoman talk. Now, the businesswoman has been publicly protesting for years. She took to social media in multiple videos to demand for money while lamenting how the debt has crippled her financially for almost 11 years now. Addressing Umahi in one of the videos seen by the Sahara reporter, she said, Engineer David Umahi, you know that I am not lying. Your wife knows that I am not lying. Your children know that I am not lying. Your mother even knows that I am not lying. Come and pay me my money. Now, how will we do this matter like this now? Because it don't become the matter of something where we say they happen for inside this present administration. How will one take do them like this now?
The truth of the matter is that quite a number of Nigerian men are very wicked. Quite a number of Nigerian men see the women as tools in their hands. And then, sometimes I don't even blame the men. I blame the women, because tomorrow you will see some women will come and carry placard and say she's lying. Yes. I mean, we've seen the case of Natasha. We've seen the role women are playing in that. But one thing is that what goes around, all this comes around. I didn't hear there's another person also being accused of harassment. I think the marketing director of MTN.
That was some years back. But you
saw he resigned.
Yes, he did. Then
that is a honorable thing to do. Your politicians will never resign. Your politicians will ask you to go and provide evidence. Go and bring your great-great-grandfather's birth certificate. Go and bring your great-great-grandfather's school cert and bring it to the courts. But then we know, for one, I know what it takes for a woman who has built a reputation for herself. I know what it takes for her to come out and put herself out for people to criticize. I know what it takes for a married woman to open her mouth and say, this man is making sexual advances at me. I know. It is not easy. And that is why most Nigerian ladies who get raped, either by their boyfriends or by anybody, they will never talk about it. Because of the backlash from the people. Because Nigerians know they smile. Nigerian men know they smile when they come to that issue. We all pretend it's not there, but it is there. We all pretend that all the men are holy and all of that, but it is not. The truth is that behind every rumor, there's an element of truth. So this mindset, this idea of asking proof that something is going on, that they're being sexually harassed, or that they're being, abused sexually, is something you can never get. It's rare. It is rare, but we know that it happens, and we know that it will continue to happen. So let her bring her proof, so that those who would come out to say she's lying will also know how to go about it. At least the woman has said that the husband, the wife knows, the children knows. It means that she's close to the family. But then how many wives will come out in public to admit that their husbands are dogs? How many women? How many women will even admit that their husbands looks at another woman when they're talking to them? You know, in Africa, especially in Nigeria, to bear a missus is something a lot of women don't play with. So once they are bearing that missus and their husband is up and is high up there, do whatever you want to do. They will even tell you that it's not possible. So it is really sad. Well, Umahi has to defend himself. He has to tell Nigerians what has transpired and why he has refused to pay the woman, if actually he's owing the woman. Since 2000.
Since 2014, before he became president.
No. If actually, wait now, Precious. If actually we need to be sure that the woman is being owed. If he's owing the woman, why is he not paying the woman? They should come out and tell Nigerians. The thing has come to the social media now.
That's exactly what the woman said. The woman said that come out and tell people why you refuse to pay me, because I have proof of the transactions of work I did for you. So come out and tell people why you don't want to pay me. I do work for you since 2014 till now. This thing don't cripple and ruin my business. 200 million naira. As at 2015, you know how much that money is worth now for a businesswoman. So why have you not paid me? Oh, yeah. And he said she insulted him. She now said, come and tell people what kind of him.
So the money, the insult has paid the money. See, and I know where your leaders, so now your leaders.
Now the leaders, so they are your leaders. Who you people are.
You are your leaders. People. The reflection of you.
God forbid, not be me. The reflection of honor. Okay,
so
now going to Natasha Akpoti's case. Sir?
Now reflection of you.
Case. No, not be me, God forbid. I beg, I don't agree. So going to Natasha Akpoti's case, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and her husband, Chief Emmanuel Uduaghan, have threatened legal action against the Deputy Chief Whip of Nigerian Senate, Senator Onyeka Chiwenboye, over alleged defamatory remarks. Now, in a letter dated March 27, 2025, yesterday, referenced that legal representatives of the couple demanded a public apology from Wenboye within 14 days, warning that failure to comply would result in a lawsuit. Now, the solicitors representing Chief Uduaghan, a prominent businessman and high chief in Warri Kingdom, and Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan, who represents Kogi Central Senatorial District, accused Wenboye of making damaging statements during a television interview with New Central TV. The interview was also aired on affiliated platforms such as DSTV, GoTV, StarTimes, even myself, Karama, get them, I go play Antona here on Agoyara. According to the letter, Wenboye allegedly insinuated that Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan had a pattern of fabricating false accusation of sexual harassment and implied that her marriage to Chief Uduaghan was based on a coercion rather than mutual affection. These remarks, which quickly spread across social media, were described as a deliberate attempt to tarnish the reputation of both individuals, both of them. Now, the legal notice stated that the defamatory comments portrayed Chief Uduaghan as a victim of blackmail and Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan as a person of questionable moral standard or character. The solicitors emphasized that the remarks had caused significant reputational damage, leading to distrust and embarrassment among their political, social, and business associates. The letter demanded that Senator Wenboye issues a written public apology to be aired on New Central TV, where Ibisengo made the accusation, widely disseminated on social media platforms. The couple warned that failure to meet the demand would result to legal proceedings to seek redress. In fact, the letter, I get it here. Make I give you a copy. Now, you know about the footage where he said that what is wrong with Natasha? Does she think she's the most beautiful woman in Nigeria? What is wrong with her? Does she think she's the most beautiful woman in Nigeria? That to him, she's not even the most beautiful woman. Where he alleged that, say she done, so she used Kodak. In fact, make I play him. Make I be like I get
Which other persons is she accused of sexual harassment?
Accused Reno Mokri of sexual harassment during the time of Goodluck Jonathan as president, when the young man was already in US attending to national issue. But of unlucky to her, she didn't know that this young man was outside the country. Upon the slightest provocation, she will come up with allegation of sexual harassment. And I don't know what is wrong with this lady. Does she think that she's the most beautiful woman on earth? Or is it because she's had chocolate color? In my own assessment, she's not among the beautiful women in Nigeria. And it is high time we come hard on her. And why people like us are speaking on top of our voice is not just to protect and defend the Senate president, but to protect and defend her future victims. Even her present husband, she married her out of something like this. She threatened to sue the man. I have a letter circulating over the world that the man should pay her 10 billion or marry her. The man had to marry her under duress. So the marriage was under duress and under a product of blackmail. I was watching a video of how the wife, the father of the first wife of the husband, narrated her ordeal when this lady came into their family, destabilized their family, and took over her husband.
All right.
And without going into her character, I asked Natasha how many husbands has she had in her life at the age of 47 or 45.
No question. Let me say this. The characters we have in the Senate are disgracing this nation. Some of the characters we have in the Senate are the ones demarketing this nation. I honestly find it difficult to believe that the clip you just played, and the person talking in that clip is actually a supposed distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How can a senator be talking like a bushman? How can a senator be talking like somebody who did not even go to school? How can a senator come out as a senator, distinguished as he is, talking about somebody's private life as if he was there? This is total disgrace. This is not the kind of leadership, this is not the kind of democracy we have actually opted for in this country. We have more of quite a number of hooligans and sadists in the Senate. And then one would question what moral right does that man have right now to sit and make laws for this country? What moral right? If you're saying, oh, you read it in the newspaper, is that something you should come out in the press to come and be talking? Blah, 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 blah. No, please. Please. Men are not known to talk like this. Men are not known to talk like babies. Men are not known to talk without class. This said, there are quite a number of senators that are classless. And they have no duty, they have no right. They have no need being in the Senate. These people are just making a mockery of leadership. They're making a mockery of this hollowed chambers of the Senate. And this is the kind of person I think you have him as a member of the Ethics and Privileges Committee of the Senate. I mean, gosh, we have lost it. In terms of leadership, God knows Nigeria has lost it.
So, but how do we see this panning out now? Because she and her husband have requested that he should apologize publicly for it. And we knowing the senators or Nigerian government, especially those that, for near leadership, for who they are, we know that they will never. The thing about that is that this is actually that accusation, right? When this accusation was made public, her lawyers, indemnity partners, came out to say that that is not true, that the letter did not even emanate from them. And it's just shocking how far people can go. This is one of the publications where they, refuted that viral.
I saw
yes.
it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm ashamed that the whole senator
bring out all these things from. Where Nigerians they dig out, when some person accuses you of something, next thing go begin see viral things where you don't even know about yourself begin come out. How do we manufacture things like this? How do we have leaders who think of this kind of ways to escape justice, if I have to call it that way? Because
they think of it to remain in power. They think of it to remain relevant. They think of dubious and nefarious ways to continue to benefit from the largesse that comes with the office. I mean, you saw the way he was talking to what's her name? Obio Kwesi. And for him, you're telling a woman whose CV you cannot even match in any way that she's a disgrace to womanhood. It simply shows you that a lot of Nigerian men have no regards, have no respect for the Nigerian woman. And unfortunately, the women are used to fight their battles. The women will be deployed to go and protest. The women will be deployed to go and submit letter to INEC. The women will be deployed to do press conferences. all against their own kind. What a pity.
Well, that means there is more to this story than we still more stories they come out from this matter. So make we see as it will end very, very soon. But this is really very sad. It is very heartbreaking to know see this kind of thing. After all, that it was a lie, because a lot of people were worried about the way and the manner way BC it continue to the talk about the matter. Would you like to chime in very quickly on the your mama issue with the nursing school of nursing lady, where then almost one
your mama
on top of it?
No, your mama.
Your master.
No, but the Delta State government has come out to say that that suspension and everything should be withdrawn. You know, it's that's the beauty of democracy. You can't hold people down. People are free to express the way they want to express themselves. You know, so for me, what the Delta State government has done is the right thing to do. You know, the MC, like I would say, the MC was not well schooled. When you sing a song and you see the chorus is not agreeing with what you're saying, you end it. So the MC too was encouraging it. You were trying to force something down the throat of the students, and the students don't want to be, identified with that. So why did he keep on, emphasizing on it? Person when they pay their school fees, person don't know how they survive, person they pay their when not build those steps for them. You call on their mama, are you mad? Is there something wrong with your head?
I'm pretending to be my mama and I don't become problem.
Imagine. You said something that doesn't be your mama. You said that you must accept saying your mama. Which kind of MC be that? I beg. That is not an issue for discussion, please. Next,
all right,
please.
so moving on, the stories news reaching us has it that no fewer than 10 people have been reportedly killed or have lost their lives in an attack by a yet to be identified assailant in Ruwe village in Bokos local government area of Plateau State during a wake keep. Now, it was gathered from a source that who wished to remain anonymous, that the attack took place around the Ruwe axis of Bokos local government. Now, up to 10 bodies from Ruwe are currently lying in a hospital in Bokos as a result of the attack, according to the source. Meanwhile, the Plateau State Police Command, through its public relations officer, Alfred Alabo, confirmed that an attack took place in the village on Thursday, yesterday night, but did not provide casualty figure. Why Ibise it always had police to tell us the number of people who die when things like this happen? Because I don't understand. So also stated that the Plateau State Commissioner of Police, Emmanuel Additional, wishes to express his deepest sympathies and condolences to the families of those who have lost their lives. What many people are saying and worry about is the fact that at the end of the day, most of these killings or this killing may eventually be linked to the activities of Fulani herdsmen.
Honestly, talking about killings in Nigeria, you can't talk where you go to talk where the entire person. The way that they kill Nigeria,
human beings, the way
that they kill human beings like chicken for this country, you don't tire everybody. Any day, there's no day you wake up where you don't go here and say, this number of persons don't die, this number of persons don't die. And since we don't know how many will be, as people they die, we see the increase, our figure they increase. So we don't know how many we are. And that is the painful part of it. It pain, make person wake up. You hear say somebody will go sleep, somebody there in house, people just attack them, come kill them, senseless killing, and they happen for Nigeria. It don't tire us. Those of us when they talk about ourselves, it drain our mental health. It drain our mental health because I don't understand. See, honestly, precious, I beg. This matter don't tire person, I beg. The way Nigerians, the way that they sacrifice Nigerians for this country, don't tire us. Now to know if you talk them again. Here when they hear themselves, they bleed. The matter get as it be. Honestly, the matter get as it be. All these killings, from one state to another, from one local government to another, from one city to another. I mean, why do we have security men? Do we have security men and they carry bag, they carry escort, they try to push people off the road for VIPs? We say we don't have enough policemen to police Nigerians. But you have enough policemen to follow VIP. Is that not sad? We are tired of these killings. Government, we don't tire. Now beg with a beg on. The oath one on take now to protect lives and property of Nigerians. But as it is now, the lives are not protect. The properties are not protect. Even on ourselves, protection on the hand on to get. It's a very sad one, honestly. It's a very sad one.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much as you put your mouth down for the matter. Unfortunately, Network No Let Barrister Adams join us, and Kene had opted to be out today because he had things to take care of. But looking forward to seeing the three of you together next week, Friday, God willing. Thank you, Prince Francis Chilaka. I'd like to appreciate you as you make out time to tell people waiting they happen from inside the country. Well, just to let Nigerians know, this is your first time of joining us here. Please kindly click on the subscription button. Oh, yeah. Click on the subscription button. Click. Follow us like your village people. Prince Francis Chilaka, people, they ask what happened to your IO. Say, you cover eye. Say what happened to your eye. Would you mind explaining to them, sir?
No, I just had a small surgery. It's a minor surgery, so I'm fine.
Thank you. And just quickly taking your reactions. Welcome back, Prince Chilaka. And this is coming from Terry. Okay, so by the way, this conversation is open, so you can jump in on the conversation very quickly. Kindly click on this link by the pinned post. Once you click on them, if you ask Prince Chilaka any question you want to ask him, if you put in your contribution, talk your belly, yeah, maybe off your mic, eh? Yeah, not be radio, so not go off your mic. So just jumping on the conversation and react to it very quickly. Or you call the WhatsApp line 0817-029-4077. 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call. The number is just here on your screen. Taking your messages very quickly. John Terry says the naked truth, Barrister Asim. The naked truth is Chilaka. Barrister Asim is someone else. I think you're joining them together. John Terry says, did you hear what happened in Edo? Oh, wow, yes. We heard about it. I've just talked about it. Nwosu tried his best. That's what you said. I appreciate you. They said they don't like what they did to Parewani. What did they do to Rewani? When they say do to Rewani? We could leave that matter. Oyeka says, Prince Chilaka, what happened to your face? And Prince of Peace says Nigeria is an illusion scheme arranged and presented to the world as a nation with sovereignty. Illusion, quite poetic. The illusion scheme called Nigeria is the physical manifestation of Macaulay's evil proposal of replacement. Practically everything good was replaced to achieve the illusion scheme called Nigeria. There are quite a lot of things you posted there. You said a lot, but make I just skip them very quickly. Okay. Maliko Moses says, you have said it all. Military are following big politicians because of money, while there is insecurity everywhere. Look, must mess up. And then have they forgotten that their family members may be involved? Unfortunately, their family members, for who go they die too. Number man says, what a lawless country. It's in number man talk. And Elsie Reeves says, how many times will they be shocked? That's a shock, no, they finish now. Shock. You don't forget the shocking who shock for Buhari now. We'll shock where we're now. Another man says your president can hear the killing of Fulani, but deaf ears to the killings of Fulani by Fulani headsmen all over the country. And then Waris Jinadu says, what use is the anti-open grazing law signed by Southwest governors that gives headsmen confidence or confeders and its accomplices immunity at the expense of poor farmers, destroyed their farmlands too? That's what you said. And he says the Southwest governors signed the anti-open grazing bill, but not effective in the House of Assembly of cow, the citizenship status for Nigeria. And Anthony Ewere says, pretty precious, I am enjoying your discussion from my base. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate you. Jinando says, what use is Tinubu new Federal Ministry of Livestock Development? I don't even understand within that livestock they do say. And Blessing says, what happened to you, Prince Francis Chilaka? You see, they care about you, sir. And cow citizens debates is cow and a citizen debate for inside assembly. Now waiting you talk. And then Anthony Emery says the National Association, both green and red chambers, are only interested in anything that they will benefit financially. And Johnson says Dangote is taking Niger Delta oil for free. Where you see him? Who go let her take him? Wiki. Justice says Nigeria economy have crumbled. Forget that economy. The economy is strong. The invasion of Fulanis in the southern parts is not good enough for Atiku to condemn his kinsmen. But he not condemn their killing. Emmanuel says the useless man really head check anger issues. Okay, talking about my boy, right? And very useless. Oh, jeez. Take it easy, brother. I say he behaved like illiterate. Take it easy now. Boy is a tout. Oh, take it easy. Flagship says, please stop using the word distinguished to qualify this man. Oh, Flagship, he's a distinguished senator. Did you not hear when he said it? I will go play for you. Did you not hear when he said it? He said, I am a distinguished senator. Make a go plan. By Prince Sulaka, give me a minute. He said he's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He should be respected more than obvious Zekoseli. By standard, he's more than her in this society. He said, divide the unworkable entity called Nigeria. Let me play
you already
that
provoked before she acknowledged she told you to shut up.
I was not provoked. Provoked by who?
So what happened?
Well, the fact speaks for itself. You watch the video, and you can see what led to the altercation, and which, of course, at the end of the day, led to the vulgar abuse from both of us, because respect is earned, it's not commanded. If you respect me, I respect you. You yab me, I yab you.
You don't think a person of obvious Zekoseli has earned her respect?
I'm a senator of the Federal Republic. By social stratification, I'm higher than her in this country. Really? She's supposed to respect me. She was a minister. A senator is bigger than a minister.
And a global figure too.
I'm a global figure too.
With the World Bank.
I'm a global figure too. I've been a chairman of World Bank program in Nigeria.
Honestly,
but let me come before we go into that.
I'm expecting that you would look at that, what happened in that panel, and have maybe some kind of do you regret that situation?
How can I
do you regret that situation? Are you saying that you meant the statement when you said Obia Zekoseli is an insult to womanhood and a hooligan and use all kinds of adjectives?
But you hear what she said first. Can you tell me what she said, which is you recorded before now? Can you repeat what she said?
Looking back at that.
Yes. Can you repeat exactly what she said? No, I'm asking you. You interviewed her first, and she admitted here before the whole world that she asked me to shut up. And you heard her also saying that I'm a disgrace of the Senate. What is your reaction to that?
Was that the best way as a senator?
No, I'm asking you.
Was that the best way to handle that situation in that moment?
No, you have to answer my question first.
No, I'm here to ask.
Is it good, that statement, is it good from her, former Minister of the Federal Republic, addressing a sitting senator, a principal officer of the Senate, inside the Senate building, that I should shut up my mouth, that I'm a disgrace to the Senate? I want you to react to that first before I answer you.
All right, Senator, because of what
you have to react to that.
I have absolutely no
reaction. Forget about it.
Let's move this conversation forward, Senator. Dr.
So you don't hear him, a distinguished senator, a principal officer of the Senate. So do you think this principal senator may likely apologize? Prince Francis, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has commented on the show. Thank you so much for your love. Do you have a parting shot? We can let you talk parting shot. So I had to close on time so you can take some rest. Kindly drop a parting shot, sir.
Well,
so
my parting shot is that the hood does not make a monk. The hood does not make a monk. For the fact that you are a senator does not mean you have does not mean that you have what it takes to be a senator. And we all know how most of our senators got there. Most of them rigged their way into it. So if you believe that you are wearing the cloak of the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, are you living out the life of a senator? Is your lifestyle exemplary for other young people to follow? Are you a model for the younger generation of Nigerians? This is what Nigerian leaders should be thinking of. Not saying, I'm a minister, I'm a senator, I'm an honorable member. Your lifestyle, does it depict that title you are wearing? That's all I would say.
Thank you so much, Prince Francis Chilaka, and thank you to all of you who's joined this live. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your love, your contribution. Thank you for being part of this show always, and thank you for your constant support. More like your unalloyed supports. You've been, your unwavering support has been, so warming. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I see you again tomorrow evening, God willing. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have yourself an amazing weekend. Goodbye and God bless you.